Hey guys, what's going on? We're gonna take a look at Koa and the Five Pirates of Mara. Thank you to Chibig for the game code. Right now we don't have compatibility set. And we are gonna change our layout a little bit to give the trackpad some mouse functionality. Because you're gonna need it. Technically you don't, because you can use a touch screen, but trying not to get fingerprints while we're recording this, so just gonna use the trackpads as mouse controls. So here's your Microsoft Visual C++ runtime, and you're gonna need to accept it. And I feel like this is the default compatibility, so it's like a 50% whether it works or not. We're gonna try it again. If it doesn't work, then we are going to switch to Proton Experimental. Yeah, so you crashed again. So switch to go to Properties, and then go to Compatibility, and then change it to Proton Experimental. Now it's gonna work. Proton Experimental works 100% of the time for me. Default, it's like 25% of whether it works. To do the initial Unreal 4 engine install. It's like a prerequisite. So again, we got the same alert as before. We're gonna use the trackpads to accept it, and then you got the Unreal Engine 4 prerequisite. You click the checkbox and then you install, and you wait like 5 seconds. This is real time, so it's pretty fast. And the game's only 1.15 gigabytes, so the game is gonna take like less than a minute to install for most people. Once this it gets accepted, then it's gonna boot right into the game. And then we're gonna show you some later gameplay, just to kind of give you, yeah, see, we're running 60 FPS, and we got the wattage set to 10. So I'm not super versed with the battery controls in this, but I kind of know what works and what doesn't completely exhaust without chugging games. So we're gonna lower the music because copyright issues. And then we're gonna play just a later save, like I was saying earlier, just to show you more diverse gameplay, because it's not just a 3D platformer. It does a lot. We're gonna do probably the claw game. First, we're going to just wander the hub area here. To the right where the surfboards are, that's where you do like your NPC races. And there's always going to be like this, I don't know what causes it, but there's that little hiccup that I'm sure you all saw. You get that, and you don't get it every time. I feel like it's the first time you install, or it's the first like so many seconds you jump back into the game, you get that little minor hiccup. It doesn't happen often, it just happens like at least once, and then you're good after. But I think it's happens more after you install. I don't know if it's a caching thing that has to figure out. Saw one vendor, there's another vendor, and these other shops start kind of opening up as you progress in the game. You could throw away the trash and you get some more seashells, which early on, that's like your first currency. And if you look to the right, we have other currencies, so just like things later on cost different stuff. So we're gonna go on the boat now, and then I think we're gonna try to find the claw thing. There's one of the early on upgrades that we have on the boat where we can, it's almost like a crane game, but not really. The game becomes a vertical stage. So we're gonna do that just to show you that this game is more than just kind of like a 3D platformer. It changes it up a little bit. And my apologies on Poor gameplay. Not the greatest. When I'm looking through a screen or around a screen right now, recording this on my phone, and my phone has like a latency on it, so that's kind of messing me up. Also looking over my shoulder, not helping at all, but we managed. We managed to get enough bubbles. Later on though, they get a little tougher, a little more intricate, but that's like your first one that you get, where you can get the little crane arm for your boat, which is, it's cool. It's a nice little, it's one of your first islands you can't do. That's the reason why you can't do it, is because you don't have the crane upgrade for your boat. Once you get the crane upgrade, you could go there, which makes sense, because then right after you have another one for one of the other map areas. And then I don't know if we're gonna do home. I think we're probably gonna do home for, we're probably gonna start a new gameplay for like our first look. So here we're just gonna try to show just kind of how diverse the 3D platforming is. I would say it's in the same vein of like Super Mario 3D World kind of thing, Yooka-Laylee kind of stuff. But I think it's probably closer to 3D Mario World, where it's your obstacle courses and your timed, not necessarily where you, oh, I'm terrible at this. Where it's mostly best time. So it's not like it's a count down, it's a count up. So it has that replayability where you could probably share a controller and see who can get the best score kind of scenario. Oh, these disappeared on me. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, so oh, barely made that one. Yeah, again, it's not easy looking over your shoulder. It's a lot harder to look around a screen than it is just to play directly from it. There we go. Now we got it. But yeah, I mean, I like it because they're not super cumbersome. They vary in length. Some of them can take you like less than a minute. Other ones can take you maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Just really depends on the stage. But I like that though. And then the longer ones do have checkpoints. And there's also another mode that you can play, which is probably a little easier. That it probably gives you more checkpoints. But now we're gonna go to the boss fight here. The early on boss fights are like races, so you're kind of first one at the end, but they're like on their own path, separate from yours. So your goal is to make it there first. You're going through the obstacle course. They're not. A lot of times they're like in the water, kind of traversing. You can hit switches and whatnot to slow them down. But for the most part, they're kind of the same, but different in a way. This is one of them that had completely changed the script, because this is more in line with like a Mario game. So the object of this one is he's in a golden battleship and he's going to shoot spike cannons at you, but he's also going to drop bombs. So the concept here is you got like 3 phases and you have 3 hits per phase. So you have to get the bomb, throw it at him. You hit it 3 times, then it triggers the next phase, and then the next phase it just changes a little bit, and then you got the 3rd one. Once you complete it, you will get the map, which expands your area, removes a little bit of the fog of war over Sea of Mara. Yeah, see how they're getting a little more trickier now that they got like the squid arms popping at you. And then on the 3rd run, you get like, I think a section of like 3 squid arms coming at you. So there's a lot more things you have to try to avoid. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, a lot of moving parts here. You kind of have to be wary. And you can only take like 3 hits. I don't even know if that counted as a hit towards the battleship. Looks like they blocked it. But they could be part of the battleship. Not really sure. I don't know if we're going to make it to that one or not. It's kind of turning red as soon as we hold it. Okay, looks like it made contact. I have one more hit on this guy. There it is. Nailed it. So, King's Cape. Oh, we actually did better than before, I think. Or that, or we're tied. That was your quick look to show you that it does work. You might have to do a little fiddling in the beginning, but that's it, basically. You might have that little hiccup every now and again, but it works otherwise. Alright guys, catch you in the next one. Later.